There's another baby.
Hello, everybody out there. We are live. We're live, B. Tell them. Say yes. This is the Mompreneur Hangout. Can you tell with all the little heads?
It's so cute.
And hyper-explosive. You gotta love it. I am so excited to be here today with these incredible super moms, these mompreneurs. Are you excited too? And we have literally been glued to our laptops, our phones. Last night I had the videos playing on my phone, and I fell asleep to David Wood. I was joking because my husband had gone away on tour, and so I said that I was taking sorry, I'm just going to mute some lines there. There we go. So we have...
Hello, everybody out there. We
are
live.
That's me in the background somewhere.
Tell them. Say yes.
There
This is the Mompreneur Hangout.
There's a little bit of a delay. Awesome. Okay, so technical challenges and babies holding onto cords. This is the life of a mompreneur, though, and it's the fun about it, I think, really is. But with the information that we have had access to for the last couple of days as insiders who got access first, honestly, I have had more breakthroughs in just listening to David Wood, listening to these videos, reprogramming myself to get into that mindset of a top producer. And what does it take? We all need to remind ourselves every once in a while what it takes to be a top producer, whether you are a top producer or whether you've been struggling in the industry for years and years and years. This is the shift. This is the breakthrough that you've been waiting for, and I just see it being invaluable to so many people out there in all different companies. No matter what product you're selling, no matter what business you're in, you want to know how to recruit people. You want to know how to close them into your business. You want to know how to get more sales out of less leads. And this is exactly the kind of stuff that is just mind-blowing when you get your hands on it. So I want to introduce you to these awesome rockstar moms, amazing ladies who inspire me every single day, who have been an integral part of me becoming a new mom and constantly supporting me and giving me love and encouragement. And sometimes us as moms, we're like, am I doing it right? Am I screwing it up? And just to have such a powerhouse of incredible moms around me, I always know that they've got my back. I always know that there's no question that I can't ask. There's no little text message I can't send at 2 in the morning if I'm having a mommy freak out moment. And that to me, you can't put a price tag on that. So I want you to meet them because they're amazing. The woman that actually messaged me last night and got this ball rolling was Aisha, and I'm so excited about Aisha. Coming back and really taking action. Taking action where you can, right? Because you're a new mom. Corinne's just a little bit older, 1 month older, right?
Yep, just 1 month. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1 month older than B. So it's a challenge, but we can do it when we find the time, when there's napping going on, on a hangout, or when the baby's asleep, or when she's playing on the floor, and you're listening to David Wood, and she's listening to David Wood too. Multitasking, we are the masters of that. So Aisha, come on out here and just tell us a little bit about where you were at before you started your online business.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Where was I when I started? Well, we go way back for a couple of years. And I started my online business when I was working full-time for a nonprofit agency. And just kind of got fed up of just not being available to my kids. I saw the value in helping other people's children, but then I had my own kids at work with me until like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I just said something has to give. So I had a very long heart-to-heart conversation with my husband, and he was able to support me and to encourage me at that moment in time just to stay home, be with the kids, because he saw the importance of a parent being home and, always saying, well, you can't have 2 working professionals in the household. Someone has to take care of the kids. And I don't come from that generation. I come from the women's lib generation. You know, we can do it. I am woman. I am everything. So the concept of being a stay-at-home mom or a work-from-home mom was kind of foreign to me, and very frustrating. And I did this back in. I attempted in 2007 when I had CJ, who's now soon to be 8. And I say attempted because the information that I have today, I wish I had back in 2007. I think I would be light years. No, I know I would be light years away, or light years ahead of in my business if I had what I had today. What we've been learning in the past 2 days. It's just phenomenal.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to how crazy this information is. And I hear that a lot from the feedback is, you know, man, if we only had it streamlined like this, if we only had it written down in a formula that was this simple to follow and that was this powerful, right? You know, we get all the wrong information. I remember being the one who was, you know, doing parties every single night, and I remember being the one that made Aisha write her list, and I remember being the one that made her call her friends and family. So you know, we've all been there, we've all done it, but there is a better way. And when you have access to this elite type of training that shows you how the top producers are actually doing it, because they're not making a list of their friends and family, they're not. There are better ways to work smarter and utilize technology and the internet and these incredible strategies and mindset marketing strategies that you can put into your business. Yes, you can put it into your business. So let's keep going down the line. We'll come back because I do want to, I know that you ladies have had some powerful breakthroughs with the top producer formula. Yes, I know there's been breakthroughs. So we're going to get back to that, but I want to go down to Alicia, who is just a total rock star. She's always there for the Superwoman. She's always got our back. When I said to her an hour before the hangout, hey, can you make us a page for the whole group? Sure, no problem. You know, it's always Alicia that is there to answer questions in the chat, answer questions in the Facebook group. I don't know how many people that are watching have had their questions answered by Alicia. So we just want to say thank you, first of all, Alicia, for being so awesome. And tell us a little bit about where you were at when you first started your online business.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Layla, and all these powerful superwomen. I started back when my daughter was little. You know, I was married and just got to, after 6 months she was born, we moved. And I knew we were moving right after I had painted her room, created his whole nursery, and had everything set up, and we were moving. And I was like, what? I just fixed all this, you know, and then we have to move. And so I was teaching part-time, and even part-time was hard for him to watch her. So I knew I needed to stay at home. And when I moved to a new location, I was like, I'm just going to teach piano, you know, like I normally do, and stay at home with the baby. And realizing, you know, it's not going to happen. After I started putting some ads out, getting to know the community, and learned, you know, that there's no music stores there. It was a smaller location, and things are just not working. And I was like, it's October now and I have no students. You know, I can't go back in the schools and I'm not making any income. And we needed a second, you know, we needed to supplement just to pay the bills, because we couldn't, even the new house we made there, the market like just crashed and didn't make ends meet. I was like, we can't even pay for gifts for each other, you know. It was like that close, that bad. And I was like, what are we going to do? And that's when I heard his sister was doing some online store, and I was trying to learn from her I was like, why don't you tell me, what kind of online store? And she really couldn't tell me either. She was brand new in it. So I just sat on the computer while I was nursing my baby, and switching the mouse with my hands, figuring out the mouse with the left hand gets kind of tricky. But I was doing that too. And sitting there just trying to figure out on this computer, I was probably about to die, and figure out what can I do to surveys. And I didn't really know how to find a top producer, how to find mentorship. I just was like, well, maybe you can find making money from surveys. and so I did a million surveys just to have fun and test it out. Can you make money from surveys? And so I just do a bunch of questions and just trying to research. So yeah, I was one of those Google ones and said, oh, well, someone's having an application. Well, maybe I could figure out an application looking more or it's a job online. And ended up realizing that it was a top-tier company. It was a top-tier business. And got started with one of my business credit cards that I had for piano teaching. And I was surprised. I didn't even realize what the limit was on that. So I just got all in and had, a massive startup I just jumped in. And I did some interviews and some questions with some people to understand what is affiliate marketing and what is network marketing. And I learned some of the different types of niches in network marketing. Was some of the travel. I was like, I'm not going to travel. I just want to stay home with my daughter, and what types of stuff I wanted to do. So I got full blown into education products, because that's where I felt like, I've learned how to teach piano, and I know how to do that. So if I'm going to learn how to do this online business, I really need to dive into where the education is, because you can't get this in a university, and I needed to sit at home online to learn this anyways. And at that time, there was not a lot of online universities, and now they're breaking out into more online universities. But at that time, there was not really an option, or it was just brand new to the university and college atmosphere of having online courses and stuff. So I drove right in and dove into full-blown top tier. And if you don't know what top tier, it's like the lowest product is like $2,000, and said, if I can get a person in for $2,000, that would be a good supplemental income. So I was already on the top tier producer kind of mindset, going, I'm going to make this work. Because I put my investment in here and figuring out how to do this, and just diving in and learning that on the calls. I was on the call when my daughter was going to bed, listening to Sherry the cowgirl, figuring out Google AdWords and all that kind of stuff. So I was in the game learning what was top tier, what was network marketing, what was affiliate marketing, what was a store online, and just the different parts of it was so different in a way that you were marketing. And I was trying to learn, where would I align myself and what I want to have a store, what I want to create income for. And I think that's where a lot of people are going, what do I love? Because I didn't want to travel. I wasn't really passionate about that. So it was the online learning where I just gravitated. My interest was going, if I figure this out, learning it, I know I can help more people learn it too. So a lot of powerful transformations from when you go from having your babies and you're like, I've got to stay here and figure this out with them, and there's no other option to really go out anywhere, and it just make it work. just figuring out ways to get more of everything. You're getting more people in your business, getting more lead, getting more mindset, all the things that this top producer formula has in there. People can start off with that first $7 and really see the full picture of what I really never got when I got started.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. When you got on the internet, you were up all night, or you started looking at surveys or different things that you could do to make money, and it's crazy how scattered all of that information is. And you had to source out one particular trainer. You want to sit up? One particular trainer to teach you mindset and go through their products, and then you had to find another trainer to teach you how to use Facebook and go through their products, and then you had to have another teacher that showed you how to speak on stage and how to recruit and all of these different things. They were just everywhere, and you had to sift through finding who's the real deal, who's the real information, who's the faker, the poser. You know, it was so confusing. And I remember thinking, you know, the beauty of what we have, the beauty of this model, the beauty of this community is that it's all centralized in one community, one support system, one set of you know, mindsets and ideas, that we all have the same vision. And when you have that around you, it makes everything so much clearer and not so foggy, because sometimes the internet can get pretty foggy and you're like unsure of the information that's coming and where it's coming from. So definitely some key points there. And we're glad that you put in all that hard work, though, because it is part of your journey, right? You know, you went through that struggle. Now you're able to fast track other people. Now you're able to to spare them the misery that we had to go through to try and figure out what works, when you can just plug directly into the actual formula. So it's pretty awesome. Now let's go over to Angel. Angel, I haven't seen you since before you had your baby, when you were all big and round, and now I know you've been, you know, embracing momhood like me. How old is he?
He's turning 1 tomorrow.
Ah, that's so exciting.
Yes. So, hi everybody. Angel Alvaro here from Ottawa, Canada. So just like what Leila mentioned, I just had my second baby. He's turning 1 tomorrow. Actually, he was premature, 5 weeks early, but he turned out very good. He's very healthy. So where was I before all these things? Just like what Alicia mentioned, I also started in the internet when I gave birth up with my first daughter. Um, I actually developed postpartum depression at the time because I immigrated here in Canada. My family is way back in the Philippines. I kind of feel like I'm alone here. I only have my husband. Of course, he has his friends, his family, but it's different from having your own friends, your own family. Felt like I'm just depending on my husband, and I'm just joining his circle of friends, his family. So it felt different, and I'm so used to earning my own money and being independent ever since I'm practically elementary. So you can imagine how the transition went when I immigrated here in Canada at that time. And I always wanted to we actually planned for me to go to school before I get pregnant, but apparently it's not our plan that will happen. My pregnancy with my daughter is unexpected. It's not really it's out of the plan, but that's what happened. But anyway, it's one of those nice unexpected blessings. So I had to think of something of what can I do and how to be able to earn money or bring some income at home while taking care of my daughter. And that's one of those nights that I ended up surfing the internet and doing research, typing, how can I make money from home? And I did bump into these surveys like what Alicia mentioned, and asked my husband if it's a legit make money thing online. And he said, I don't know, I've heard about that, but I don't think I'm up for that. So I said, okay, fine. And during my baby shower, my sisters-in-law actually gave me this big diaper cake. And I said, why can't we make something about that? From then on, I ended up thinking of making our own online store, offering all these diaper cakes for baby showers and towel cakes for wedding showers. So I don't know anything about making our own website, but my background is computer science. So technically, I have this technical background. So I went online, did a research on what I can do and how to do it. I eventually came up with my own online store, but I realized that I'm spending too much time with this online store. My husband joked with me and said, where's my wife? I don't see her anymore, because I will go to bed 6 o'clock in the morning when he is getting ready for work, because that's the only time I can work, when my baby is sleeping. So I'll work at night. And so it went that way. It was cool, and I was able to rank our website in the first 3 months on first page of Google. So I said, okay, this is cool. Maybe I can do something else. But that's where I bump into all these other things on how you can make money online. Well, I'm not new to network marketing. I've been part of network marketing before I went to Canada. So when I came here, I said maybe I can reconnect to the company that I was involved with in the Philippines here in Canada. So I decided to search for them here in Canada. But then I realized it's the same thing. It's as hard in the Philippines as it is here in Canada to sponsor new people. And so what I did is, okay, just like what David Wood said, I just try to deviate or avoid that hard part of picking up the phone and doing cold calls, call people that you don't know, or go to the malls and give away flyers and stuff like that. I just focus on making websites. You make money with websites, but it's not the same as if you're able to build teams. So that's what happened. And lately, um, we had to plan an emergency trip back home just to take care of my mom because she was having seizures, and the last one was 10 seizures just before Holy Week. And we stayed there for about 2 months with the kids, so really not able to do anything with the business. But I'm glad that my mom's doing well now. The sad part is when we came back home here in Canada, my mother-in-law had a stroke. She actually had 2 strokes and she didn't make it. So that's why we're just starting to go back, I guess, slowly, me and my husband, with all these things that's happening. But I'm very glad to be a part of this awesome group of super women's because it keeps me afloat. It keeps me in check that no matter what happens, we can still do anything. I can still go back and pick up where I left off. So I'm very, very excited with this top producers formula because even though I know what to do before, I sort of maybe forget or try to avoid those things before. But now listening to some of these products, just some of the big aha moments that, oh my God, that is very true. Those are the things that I am avoiding. And now there's no way avoiding them because of the 2 kids. And I want my husband to stay with us, with the kids. So that's
Awesome.
it.
Awesome. And you know, I think that one of the things that I picked up on there was timing. It sounds like there's been some things in your life, some circumstances that are out of our control that we have to manage or deal with or assist with one another, and different things like that. But the timing of this top producer formula, and that's another thing I'm hearing, is that I have been waiting for this. This is exactly what I've needed. You know, I've been distracted, or I've been all over the place, or I've been out of focus, or I've been overwhelmed, or I've been busy, or you know, I gave up. And this is my opportunity to finally make that decision and to make that shift in my life that I've been needing, that I've been wanting, that I deserve. So I definitely see timing here as a key factor, and really excited to see you come back into the top producer formula and implement some of these strategies into your business and your life. Now let's keep going down to Valerie. Valerie, how are the boys doing today?
They're doing great. They're very excited because we're doing their second class, private lessons, learning how to swim. So they're very excited because we're about to hop into that. Woo!
Definitely a life skill for sure. All kids should
life skill. So yeah, for me, my stories, it's interesting because I always say I don't fit into a box. But I was an entertainment attorney, worked at the studios, but even when I was there, I never really had the intention of even totally staying as an attorney. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was going to make movies, right? I was going to produce movies and stuff. And so back as far as 2000, I was actually introduced to network marketing because a guy I was dating, his girlfriend, invited me to a party, and I thought, oh, I'm getting in with the crowd, right? And it turned out to be, a biz op with home parties and stuff. And I was actually the only one that I saw the vision and I ran with it. But I went from so many, and here I am working as an attorney doing all this other stuff because I knew I didn't want to. I just did, it was never in my heart to do that, and I wanted to have I wanted to have freedom. I just wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to sort of create a lifestyle that I knew wasn't necessarily possible as an attorney. And, but I never really knew what the heck I was doing. I mean, the skills of being an attorney and the skills of doing this is a completely different animal. And I decided to have kids. And, one of the things that became super duper clear to me while I was pregnant, it just became like this massive thing on it because I had twins, was I did not want to be like the other attorneys that dropped their kids off. They either dropped them off at daycare and then had like a nanny pick them up in the afternoon, or they had full-time nannies with them, and they were lucky. They were lucky if they were able to tuck them into bed. Lucky. And then they were still working on the weekends. I mean, other people were raising the kids. Other people were basically raising their kids, and I knew I didn't want to do that. And, oh, sweetie, I'll get it for you in a second, sweetie. So but I knew because I was pregnant with the twins that there was no way I could be schlepping and doing parties and carrying all kinds of gear with me or anything like that. So I started to look at other options. Sweetie, I will give you more in a sec, I promise. Yeah. This is like Murphy's Law operating here. So, you know what, sweetie? I promise I'll get you some in a minute because I'm talking to all the ladies right now. So, anyways, so what happened was I actually got involved with, I'd found out from one of the things that I was doing from one of the deals that I was in. I found out about the ability to get into a series of programs where it was business development, but I spent and I went to I started while I was pregnant, and I went to all of these different programs to learn how to create my own business. And I must have spent, oh my God, $25,000, $30,000 or more paying different gurus, different things. And I mean, just tons and tons of money that I poured out, into this. And I was so convinced, I was gonna make it happen because I'm a go-getter, and I do things, right? I'll figure it out, right? And I got in there, and I realized that, I built a cell phone app, right? I built a cell phone app, had no idea how to market it. I reinvented myself into a life skill that I had from before. It was, of all things, was parenting, and I had a website and everything else, but I had no idea how to market it. Build it and they will come doesn't work, right? And it just doesn't. And I realized that pretty quickly. I think I made $13 from the systems that I had set up online, of actual money from what I set up, and all this time and energy and everything that I put into it. It was crazy. And so from one of the other deals that I was in, I stumbled across something else that was similar to kind of what we do now, but it was overwhelming. It was like all this stuff in there, and it wasn't organized. Layla, you were a part of it. You know what I'm talking about. But it was like all this stuff. And I was completely overwhelmed with all of it. And and the one program, I think I'd paid so much money for a done-for-you system. And all I can tell you is with what we've got right now, even in just the parts that I've managed to go through, it's more valuable than all the money that I spent on all that other stuff. Like talking about wish I had that. I mean, it's incredible. You can't even hold a candle to it. But because I did everything. I was attempting online. I had all the different offline businesses, and I got pretty good. But I was doing the silly things too. I got to the point where anybody was within a 3-foot radius of me, it was like they were going to be recruited. Because I burned through my friends pretty fast. So it was like elevators, and if someone was behind a counter somewhere, anywhere I went, I was doing it, and I started to really hate myself. I didn't want to be that person anymore. I didn't want to be that person that could just experience being in life around people without going, I'm going to recruit this person, And so I'm kind of a mishmash of attempting the online and being overwhelmed and having no clue what I was doing prior to coming to this, and all the different network marketing things where I was doing it. Yeah, doing the old school way. I got pretty good at it, but I hated myself. I really did. I didn't like who I was. I didn't like what it turned into. So that's
That's a really powerful story, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of women that are watching could probably relate to being in information overload. I've
Yeah.
been a part of many systems and many different training platforms, and you look into the training back office, and you're like, what the heck? Where do I start? What do I do? And that's why I love the top producer formula, because it really tackles the important things first. Because honestly, when you look at a full page of different marketing strategies and different marketing trainings, if you can't think like a top producer, if your mind doesn't work like a top producer, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to quit, and you're going to say, this stuff doesn't work. But if you have that mindset when you go into it, when you go into learning how to market, learning how to drive traffic, learning how to generate leads, when you have that mindset already, that top producer mindset, you're able to avoid all the mistakes. You're able to prevent, ruining your brand online, looking like a spammer. David Wood said it in Module 5, going out there and posting your links everywhere and looking like an idiot. You're able to avoid that because nobody told you yet. And I always say, you don't know what you don't know. But when you know it, now you know it, you're able to grow. You're able to develop and evolve into a brand and an expert on the internet. And I think that that's really, really key. So Aisha, I did see that Superwoman cape that Crib was rocking there. That is amazing. I need one of those. Did you get it online?
I ironically got it as a gift. I'm also a Cub Scout leader, so all of the parents got together and they gave me this huge basket of stuff, and amongst the stuff was this outfit, and I was like, oh, it was karma.
I love
Karma.
it. I need to find one for B. She needs a Superwoman cape by Orlando. Okay, so let's think about this. You told me where you started, and you told me where you were at before you started your online business, why you got involved, some of the heartaches and hardships and struggles that we went through along the way. The pain of making that call and saying, "Do you keep your options open?" How that word just like kind of makes your whole body cringe, and we've all been there and done that. Now, I want to know what's changed. I want to know how this top producer formula, even if you haven't, we've only had access for a couple of days, and I'm almost done because I just can't stop. I'm like, I need to listen to it over and over and over and over again because this is the reprogramming that we need. Not that garbage on the TV, not that stuff that you read in the magazines, but this is how you need to reprogram your brain to actually produce, to actually go out there and create results. So how have you felt things change, or what was some big shifts that happened as you were going through the actual content? Aisha.
Okay. Well, for me, um, I think it came at perfect timing because I had a conversation with Cindy. Shout out to Cindy Bloom, my homegirl in Chi-Town. And Cindy and I have kind of been, back and forth supporting each other behind the scenes. And it was right around Chicago. That's when I learned I was actually pregnant with Corinne. And just even though the energy in there was crazy, being in your first trimester of pregnancy, it was just it took a toll on me. And after the event, I just went back to my hotel and I went to sleep, and I missed a lot of stuff. And throughout my pregnancy, I just being tired, the hormonal changes, and then that negative talk in my head started coming. I'm like, how can I do this? How am I going to get in front of a camera when I'm going to upchuck in 2 minutes? How am I going to get in front of a camera when I haven't slept? Who's going to listen to me because I have no energy? And all these things were just going in my head, and I just kept slowly backing away, backing away, backing away, backing away. And, making videos was something I love. I enjoy doing it. So to really be so hard on myself and just say, you know what, You can't do it. You can't do it. Oh, just take a nap. You're not going to do it. And then when I put module 2, was just, I felt like it was like church. When you go to church and be like, that sermon was just for me. And module 2 was just for me. The whole belief system and negative talk. And when you're already hard on yourself, and then you have surrounding people who just don't get it and don't have the vision, or they don't understand. Family is a big factor when you have family members who just don't get it, and because they don't get it, they feel like you're wasting time, or why are you sitting in front of the computer, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm working. And to them, work means go out, dig in a ditch, and come back full, dirty, head to toe, or dragging your butt behind you. And I'm just like, that's not what I want to do. That's not my genetic makeup. And so Module 2 definitely spoke volumes to me personally. And I just said, you know what? I know I can do this. I've been doing it. And I just have been working on my inner self, and just, as you say, like Layla, the mean girl, I'm stomping the mean girl like every day now. Just like, shut up, shut up, shut up. So I'm going to have a funeral for her in a couple of days, but rest in peace, mean girl. She's gone. She's gone. And Module 2. Module 5, yes. Module, I was going over the offline. And that one, again, the negative talk coming back to me, because I was going back to that fear and the smile and dial, and trying to reprogram my mind. It's not going to be the same experience. The little black book of scripts and all that stuff that we were given back in the day, and to look at it with a different set of eyes.
It's different when you call someone and you have the mindset of a top producer.
Yes.
When you call someone and they have gone through your funnels, they have seen your videos, they said, yes, I want to know more. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want to be free. Yes, I want to learn the internet. And you have that expertise. You have access to that knowledge. You have what they need. You have their problem solver. Then it's not, do you keep your options open? Or, hey, I just started this new thing, this new deal. What are you doing on Saturday? It's not like that anymore. And your conversations on the phone become different, and they take on a new entity. So I think that was really something powerful in that offline message, that you come from a different posture, you come from a different position. It's not as much, it might be at first, because everything when you do it at first is challenging. And we talked about it last night on our all-in training with the Superwomen. You have to do something 1,000 times to really truly become an expert at it, to embody it and feel it and not have to think about it. So making some of the calls might be difficult, but when you get a lead and you can see they've watched this video, they've opened these emails, they're reading your stuff, they get a call from you, they're like, what? Alicia Stringer's calling me? It's like a totally different vibe. And this is what you learn in here, is how to generate leads. I think that was one of the things that I wrote down from Module 5 that just simplified everything. No matter what you're doing online, no matter what business, no matter what company, it comes down to 3 things: generating leads, working those leads, developing those leads, and then the last one was keeping them around. How huge is that? There's dudes online that can generate a ton of leads, and they can convert them into sales with snazzy sales funnels and wonky videos and all this stuff, but do they keep them around? And that's something that you see here. We teach you how to cultivate that relationship, cultivate the community, and nothing says it better than what the Superwomen do, and how they surround each other, and how they love each other. Lisa was saying last night, people will jump around from company to company. They will. Most of you have been in several deals. Most of you watching right now have probably tried different things. You will leave the company. It's bound to happen. The odds are, they say it's so, but you won't leave a family. And when Lisa said that, I was like, that's so true. And that's exactly what happens here is this community and family, and we teach you how to do that. So generating the leads, working the leads, so developing the rapport with them, developing the relationship, and then keeping people around. These are three things that most people are missing in their business. Most people are missing, and that's why they don't have top producer results. So the stuff you can't even like scratch the surface on the breakthroughs. But let's keep going because I know there's more. Alicia, what's a big shift that you felt as going through the top producer formula compared to who you were when you were surfing around the internet trying to figure out how to do surveys? P.S. Don't do surveys.
I love those surveys because you got to give some out too to figure out what your target market wants. Why did they get burned 10 times before they found you? So love it. Thank you, Layla, and thank you for all this training. The all-in training last night, that was a big aha moment for me, was the family. And I found, just talking with all the Superwoman family I have here to some other people that are in the company as well that are gung-ho and promoting this top producer because they feel like everybody that knows this top producer formula is a family. And even though I've had a couple people going, my sponsor, they can't give me any information on this affiliate stuff. What can you help me with? And they know that I'm what I promote, and they know that I'm solid with my family, and they know the commitments that I have to help people and help them to their success dreams, right? So the powerful shifts, I think, is the formula flow that it all kind of moves together. And I love how David Wood just speaks masterfully and genius-like. And I had a choir teacher like that once. And this choir teacher, she claimed herself as a genius. And it was interesting to see her perspective of what a genius was, because she had this way of, I guess, this presentation and she can masterfully play the piano. She didn't have like a performer type voice, but she had a posture in herself that we were all like, she is like the real deal, right? And he comes off as that genuine genius-like because of the masterful ways he speaks through the flow of this formula. And so I think that's the big takeaway moment, going, how can I follow that flow and be just a masterful genius like that? And going back to my choir teacher, that I thought was a genius as well. She knew everything. She could play the piano. I felt like, was she a prodigy? And you think of little tiny musicians that just can play anything, going, did that come natural? Dude, this little 5-year-old can't play like that, and you find these prodigies and you're like, they're geniuses. And he's one of those people that is like a prodigy genius, and you can tell it did come from his genes, and he shares that in his stories from his family and where he came from. And that's where you really find the family, because they are open to willing to share where they came from, to how this information transformed his lives and what you can do with it. And that's the transformation, the masterful stories. So like I said, if the number 2 comes as the most important one that everybody wants to go through and dig down inside and deep this in, but really to master all of this, it's just going to take that repetition. I think the presentation module, I want to get all those 12 steps down. I'm like, I can get 4, but how does he get 12? And so just remembering all those 12 steps is going to take some memorization. It's going to take understanding the flow of how you do things, even how you speak, you give presentations, how you want to flow your blogs or your emails. How does he craft all 12 steps in an email? Oh my goodness. It's just every little masterful, and the people that are going to show you on that $7 broadcast. And I put on my page just to click the link and just get the 7 broadcasts so you understand the flow of how they are masterfully being a top producer. So I'm just tons of takeaways, and I just want to get inside to master it. I think we're all here we're in the top producer because we want to master our craft that we feel so passionate about and wanting to help so many people to success streams, right?
Definitely, definitely. And you said something really key there. You want to understand how he does it, see his flow and be able to model that. And that's something that when I first met David Wood, was it 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, when I first met him, he was just like, I was on his first webinar that he made his first debut. He made $13,000 as an affiliate for this tool. I was on that webinar watching it on my laptop, and I was like, who is this guy? But honestly, when he worked in some of the same companies as us, we would see, the traditional guys at the back of the room in their suits and their shiny cufflinks and their slick hair and the way that they walk, and they looked at him, and he walked to the front of the room with his curly hair and his flip flops and his shorts, and they were like, "What is he doing?" And seriously, this guy came on the scene. He was like #1 recruiter in so many different companies. He's built giant organization. Most of you are probably already on his list and have been for a long time. And he is a master at it. So how the heck can you not justify spending $7 to learn what he knows? And then to go inside the top producer formula, to take it to the next level and to have this almost one-on-one mentoring. I feel like I'm getting one-on-one mentored by David Wood and these incredible leaders who have amazing results. Like Module 5, 8 signups a day. Okay, just for a second, take a breath. What would your life look like if you had 8 signups a day in your business? It would be totally, totally different, wouldn't it? People would respect you, you'd be making great commissions, you'd be helping so many more people, you'd be transforming people's lives, you'd be having a massive effect, a massive impact on so many people. So whatever motivates you, whether it's the money, I mean, that's good, whether it's the impact, whether it's helping people, whether it's taking care of your family, all of that, check, 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 8 signups a day, that will help. So the information that you're getting there, you're able to model, master, know exactly what they're doing, and implement it into your business. And I'm going to share one of my takeaways. Before I do, I want to bring in Valerie because I know she's got swim class and she has to get going. And we are mompreneurs. We are always on some sort of schedule, always running around somewhere. So Valerie, you shared where you were before. Honestly, just scratch the surface of where you were before. But we won't get into all of the details. But share how it's changed your mindset already. Share the shift that you had already with the top producer formula.
Well, so I'm going to feed you 1 sec, I promise. I loved, there's 2 things. I love Module 2. And because the thing is what I didn't get into, I was just talking more about the outside of my business, but from being in this community, I've done a lot of personal development. I've come from a very different place, and I love that there's a focus on vision. I love that there's a focus on how to tie all that together, like how to really bring all that together. And for me, it was so many light bulbs, not just going through having a different perspective for myself, but I was realizing that I was going to be able to take other people through it. I mean, that was one of the biggest shifts for me, is to go, wow. I mean, I could see it working for myself and my own beliefs, like taking those to another place, but going, it's like all the light bulbs, and I'm going, that's how I'll be able to reach these. That's how I'll be able to reach people. And as I was going through each of the other modules, I was recognizing how he was using all of that, and it was just, it was so powerful, like this fog lifted, because I'd be like very moved and everything by what he does, and all of a sudden I understood exactly how he was doing it, and for me to be able to see how I could do it, I'm so excited for the people on my team. And then, just the resources, there's scripts in there. I mean, there's like making it so simple, and like step by step for folks to be able to do, like some of the things I did a lot of hunting. Like I'm a little bit of a type A personality, and I was like looking for some of the similar stuff that Kiala talks about, and I'd started to apply it. And in my business, I was doing it and getting some crazy results, but now I understand clearly how and why that was working for the results that I was getting, how and why that was working, so that I can duplicate it and I can help these women that especially some specific women that really want to be leaders, that really want to make a difference in the world. I can help them do it.
Yeah, that's key.
Yes.
Being able to identify what you did that worked.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times you come on the internet and you throw a bunch of money at leads, or you throw a bunch of money at paid marketing, you throw a bunch of money at all this stuff, and you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping it sticks. Oh well, I hope a sale comes through. When you master this stuff, you're able to identify, okay, this is why this worked. I'm going to do like that. This is why it didn't work. I'm going to remember not to do that.
Don't
so
do that.
it's very powerful.
Yeah. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go through more of it. It's like I didn't sleep. I did not sleep last night.
You can almost tell.
A little bit punchy, just a little bit.
It's awesome. And to think that everyone that gets the top producer formula, everyone in my team, it's powerful to think that your team is being mentored by a top producer and being mentored by such a powerful master genius as David Wood. And people have been boggled by what he does for years and years on the internet, and for him to just put it in a formula like this and make it available to our community, it's a testament to what we believe in. And we believe in saving the struggling networker, business owner, home business owner, stay-at-home mom that's really just throwing spaghetti against the wall hoping something sticks. We believe in saving you all of that heartache, saving your credit card from having to whip it out and waste hundreds of thousands of dollars on courses and tools and leads and marketing. That's not going to work. So I'm excited about the fact that we're able to leverage this. And now every new person that comes on board has instant access. Every new person that gets the top producer formula, it's like seriously taking the superhighway. You can take the long back road, and you can take the scenic route, and we've all done the scenic route, and it's scenic, and it makes us stronger and more powerful, and it allows us to understand what the heck you're going through right now, trying to build your business, because we've been there. But now we've got the superhighway, and it's like we can plug you into this superhighway that's just going to explode everything and open your mind, and it's amazing. So I'm really jazzed about it. As you can tell, I've been doing hangouts, been just creating content, creating bonuses. I put together a special bonus for everyone that gets this top producer formula, which is going live this afternoon. So there's awesome stuff for you ladies to take advantage of, and really the glue that holds all this together, because you can have the best course in the world, but if you're doing it by yourself, you're still going to feel alone. You're still going to feel, can I do this? You're still going to have these moments. But when you surround yourself with people that are doing it with you, people that are doing it at the same time, people that are having these exact same breakthroughs, I don't know how many people said that Module 2, David Wood was speaking directly to them. That was their module. They needed that in their life. It came at the perfect time. Like hundreds of people have said that. So this is a huge movement. When you can experience that breakthrough with hundreds of people at the same time, it's like, wow, we are connected. We will support each other. And then to surround yourself with women like this and moms like this who, yes, sometimes we have to whip a boob out on a hangout. Sometimes we have babies on us. Sometimes we have, kids running around asking to be fed. Sometimes they have to wait. All these things that happen in our mom world. But now you're able to connect with other women that are just like you, that have been going through the same things, that have been there, done that, and are about to show you the superhighway to get the results that you want. Now, obviously, We can't guarantee that you're going to go into the top producer formula and you say, well, it's called the top producer formula and I didn't turn into a top producer. Because we don't know what you're going to do with the information. We don't know if you're going to take action. We don't even know if you're going to watch it. You might be one of those people that just buys courses and never goes through them. I don't know. So we can't say that you're going to be a top producer, but I can say that the information in there is exactly what top producers do. So wouldn't that make sense to plug into exactly what the top producers do? Just makes sense. So ladies, I wanted to keep this under an hour because I know we are all busy moms. We have lots on the go. We have appointments and swimming lessons and babies that kind of smell a little bit like poo. So, so with that being said, there is a button on this page. At least, like Alicia said, at least get the $7 product so that you can experience it for yourself. I can't believe what is going to be given away for $7. I put a status update the other day. What can you buy for $7? And it was like iced coffees and 5-cent candies and chicken wrap and all these different things that we spend $7 on. So $7 to understand the mind and how the mind of a top producer works and how you can start to reprogram your brain to be like that mind. It is the best $7 you will ever spend in your entire life. So click the button, take action. That's exactly what you need to do. Stop sitting on the fence. It's so, I mean, it's crazy not to take action for $7. It's crazy to say, no, my success, not worth $7 to me. No, my success, my dream life is not worth $7 to me. I'd rather go spend that $7 at Starbucks. It doesn't make sense to me. So make sure that you join us for the live event. It is going to blow your mind. As you can tell, the information, we're not playing. It's real. It's genuine. It's honest. It's exactly what we needed at this moment. And I have a feeling it's exactly what you need in your business too. So click the link, plug in with these ladies, plug in with any of the superwomen that shared this video to you, and get started with us. Plug in with us. We are real people. Reach out to us. We want to help you. We want to see you generate leads, learn how to work those leads, and learn how to keep your team around. These are essentials to building a huge business online and to creating that residual lifestyle that you truly deserve. So thanks so much, ladies. Moms, you're awesome. You rock. Together we are powerful, united. I love it. Let's go out there. Let's go change some lives.
As well as diapers.
Bye-bye.
Oh, so super cute. Oh, no, she's not. I mean, that's sweet. All right, ladies. Thanks.